Hello everybody, this is Backblast and welcome back to Pangea, our themed animal park. Today we're going to be building a chimpanzee exhibit, which it's not actually in the Africa area of the park. We're going to be building this just outside, so it doesn't have to conform with the rules that I've been using for the African area. The zoo's coming along nicely, and we've been doing some on live stream and some just as a one-off project like this one. Whereas the live stream tends to be more filling in the gaps, putting in the odd little exhibit or rocks and trees and plants, and just making the place look like a proper animal park. And then I'll do the enclosures and things like that as a one-off like this type of video with the speed build on it. So what I've gone for here is I was initially going to go all with a modern feel for the whole enclosure, and I even put the blocks in later on in the enclosure, or I start to, and then I just think no, it doesn't look right, I don't like it, and I revert. So at some point you'll see the art style change, but the building pretty much stays as it is now. And I wanted this, of course, to fit in with the rest of the park. And the hardest bit of the build was getting the water back into the stupid moat. Because you know what it's like in this game. You can delete some land, put a bridge in here or there, walkway. You can't put the water back in. And it's just ridiculous. And it turned out to be that bridge that's down there. If you put the bridge in, you can't put the water back in under it. You need to build the water first and then put the bridge in. I know that the water's quite dirty at the moment. That's fine, it'll clean up. I was going to use these as a nice little walkway edging. I think these look pretty good. They've got little plants on. Unfortunately, you can't colour them. I wanted them to be a slightly different colour, because I thought it looked quite nice with them like a very like pale red or something. I think that'd look quite good. I had trouble here again with the land. You know, pathways, land, water, barriers, they don't like each other. I know they're all neighbours and they're supposed to get on, but they really don't like each other. So the trouble is, once you put a pathway in, then it doesn't like you adjusting the land around it or the water, and again I've got problems with the water here. I had to take the bridge out again. There we go. Never mind, it's all good fun. I didn't really have any particular inspiration for this. I'm just aware that because it's not in the Africa area, it had to be a different art style, and this is reflective, I think, of what the entrance to the park is going to look like. Because once I've built this, the bits that go around it or close to it will also have a similar art style. So I think that we're going to have a lot of white plaster buildings with glass in them, but the enclosures are going to end up looking more naturalistic. And as I said, these blocks, I put these blocks in it initially, and I was thinking maybe the whole enclosure was going to be like this. So this was going to be a tree, and you'll see me build the tree, and then magically they'll all disappear. It's just like, whoa, I wasn't that keen on it after a while. I just thought, nope, too much, no, I'm not sure where this is going, let's get rid of it all. Even the bridge changes, but the building stays. So the building's, as I said, pretty much there. I think the whole thing has worked out quite nicely. When we get to the end, it looks pretty good. I'm using a lot of these pre-built climbing areas, just adding to them a little bit. I like the pre-built ones. Somebody's done a great job of those, and if you just add the odd little bit of a log here and there and the odd bit of vine, you can really make things look fantastic. I recently saw a great set of climbing frames with some rope work in, which I intend to steal for my own channel at some point, and it'll appear in one of my videos somewhere, but not in this one. And it just the rope work was fantastic. Just a little sort of rope climbing frame for apes or chimps or whatever you decide to put in the enclosure. So this was the idea of the building all along. There was supposed to be a tree in there, and you could get to it via the vines. So we put a few vines in there that touch the tree, and they also touch the climbing frame outside. Oh, they don't yet, but they will do in a minute. We just needed something to hold up the vines there. And there we go. A little platform with a few supports, and again a few more of the vines just to make it all a little more cohesive, and a few more poles to add it all up. That looks pretty good, you see. Getting there now, getting somewhere. I'm not sure where, but we are getting there. And you'll see, and this is the part now where we introduce a chimp. A lovely female chimp wanders in, and I can then check that she's happy and make sure that she can't escape anywhere. And so once we've done that, we can now put some planting in. So not just in the enclosure, but a little bit outside as well to hide things. And I think there's a bit where I put a fence along the back path. So there's a path along the back of the enclosure just for staff, and I think I've put a fence in there, but I don't think I've done that on the video. So I've done a lot of little bits like that. So if there's any point in this speed build that I wasn't that happy with the end result, it's this building. I like the building in that I like how it's turned out. I want more in it. I want more, maybe plants growing up the side or something. It doesn't quite work for me. I think I like the glass in it, and I like the fact that you can walk into the building and see inside the bit where the tree is, but I also like that you can see outside into the enclosure there. There's a little glass panel there, but I just need more on the walls, especially inside. It looks a little bit barren inside. Oh, these oh my goodness, I forgot about these. So these are lights, and I put them in thinking that maybe I'll string a little rope across them or something, and I wanted them coloured like a tree, so green at the top, brown at the bottom. And when I put them in, I hated them. I thought they looked awful. Get rid of those as soon as possible. Yeah. So those lights will disappear in a minute. So as I said, it's not just about building the enclosure. I did a few little bits on the outside of it as well, just to tie the building in with the surrounding area. And this was just one of those little areas that I did. I mean, normally I'd do this in the on my Twitch channel on the live stream, but for some reason I thought, no, let's do it now. And I've kept all the plants in a similar vein. So whatever the theming was for the enclosure, the same theming occurs outside. Oh, and I'm aware, even though this is outside the Africa area, I know I've used the chimpanzees in here, but I definitely wanted a different art style with the building, whereas the Africa area, the whole area, it tends to have a lot of wood in it. It's got an awful lot of the plaster buildings, you know, the clay hut type buildings. just to keep that whole theme going. And there you have it. That's my pretty much finished enclosure. Fence is in at the back and a few other bits. I think I like the way it's turned out, especially this walkway. I really like the wooden beams and the little wooden bits, the slats across the top. They create a nice shadow inside, and also that little plaster frieze that runs along the side. I think they've all worked out really well. Got rid of those horrible tree lights and put in some normal lights there, but I'll show you what it looks like in the dark in a moment. It's just great. I just like the way that the shadow falls on it, and you can stand here and look into the enclosure. Also, we've got the building here. There's the bit inside, and the chimps do come in here. There's one there asleep and one about to maybe run up the tree or play with the water, or yep, up the tree. Great stuff. And there you go. Yeah, it does work. They can get to and from. Then there's no issues with them being able to climb out anywhere. It's just worked really well, and I didn't have any issues. But as I said, I think inside that building needs a little bit more work. There's a little something to be gained in there, I think. Outside wise, it looks nice. It's a nice little island. It's got a lot of trees, as you would expect with a chimpanzee habitat. And this area up here, I put the rocks in there. What I'm going to do is there's going to be two other enclosures next to this. One there, and there's going to be some sort of fence in between there. And I'm not quite sure what I'm putting in, whether it'll go all the way back to the water or not, or I'm not quite sure yet. We'll have to wait and see. But I just like the way that the rocks sort of brought it in again. So I think they'll be probably the next couple of enclosures I build within the whole zoo. But as I said, I'm not sure what will happen with the water there. Obviously, I've got some things living in the water over there. We've got some Nile monitors. But I'm not sure whether the two new enclosures are going to use it or not. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed that build. I really enjoyed it, and I think it's come out really well. I'm going to leave you with some night views so you can see what it looks like with the lights on, and also some chimps playing. My name is Backblast. I'll catch you next time.